Hello, my friends. Did you know? One man died alone in a small hotel room with almost no money, but his ideas still power the entire modern world. Some people say he was the greatest inventor who ever lived. Others say he was simply a dreamer who could not survive in the real world. He worked with Thomas Edison, then became his greatest enemy. He imagined free electricity for all humanity long before the world was ready. And on the night he was born, during a violent storm, his mother said he would not be a child of darkness. He would be a child of light. His name was Nikola Tesla. This story will help your English. Before we begin, comment yes if you are ready to hear the story of one of history's greatest minds. And if you love learning English through powerful true stories, please subscribe and join our journey. It was a dark summer night in 1856 in a small village called Smiljan in what is now Croatia. Lightning filled the sky. Thunder shook the house. Inside, a woman was giving birth. The midwife looked outside at the terrible storm and said, "This baby will be a child of darkness." But the mother smiled calmly and replied, "No, he will be a child of light." That baby was Nikola Tesla. From the beginning, his life felt different. His father was a priest, a man of words and discipline. His mother was a quiet genius. She could not read or write, but she invented useful tools for the home with her own hands. An inventor is a person who creates something new. Tesla loved watching her work. He later said that his mother was the true source of his imagination. But then, something terrible happened. When Tesla was still a young boy, his older brother, Dane, died in a horse riding accident. The family was broken by grief. Grief means deep sadness after losing someone. Tesla believed, for many years, that somehow it was his fault. That pain stayed inside him forever. Can you imagine that? A child carrying guilt for his whole life. But sometimes, pain becomes fuel. Tesla began escaping into his mind. He could imagine machines so clearly that he did not need paper. He could see every screw, every wheel, every movement. His mind became his laboratory. This became the first signature scene of his life. A quiet young boy, standing alone, staring into empty space, while entire machines were being built inside his imagination. People thought he was strange. Maybe he was. He often saw flashes of light that nobody else could see. Sometimes visions came to him so strongly that he could not tell if they were real. But these strange experiences helped him later. They allowed him to see ideas before the world could understand them. At 17, Tesla almost died. He became very sick with cholera. Cholera is a dangerous disease that attacks the stomach and body. For 9 months, he lay in bed. Doctors believed he would not survive. His father sat beside him and asked, "My son, what do you want?" Tesla answered weakly, "I want to study engineering. Let me go to university, and I will live." His father agreed, and somehow Tesla recovered. But then, his real battle began. It was 1875. Tesla arrived at the Polytechnic School in Graz, Austria. He studied like a man possessed. Possessed means controlled by one powerful idea. He read for nearly 20 hours a day. He slept only 2 hours. His teachers became worried. They told his father, "Your son is working himself to death." But Tesla could not stop. Knowledge was not a hobby for him. It was survival. One day, during class, a professor showed the students a direct current motor. Direct current, also called DC, means electricity that flows in only one direction. The machine used brushes and created sparks. The teacher said this was normal. But Tesla stood up and said, "This is not good. There must be a better way." A motor without brushes. The room became silent. Then the teacher laughed. Other students laughed too. The professor said, "Young man, that is impossible." Impossible. That word stayed in Tesla's heart like fire. He decided he would prove them wrong. For years, he thought about this problem. How can electricity travel farther? How can power reach entire cities? Because direct current had a serious weakness. It could only travel short distances. It was expensive. It lost power too quickly. It was not enough for the future. And then, here is the moment that changed history. It was February 1882 in Budapest. Tesla was walking in a park with a friend at sunset. The sky was orange. The trees were quiet. He was reciting poetry when suddenly he stopped. His eyes widened. He saw it. Not with his eyes, but inside his mind, a complete machine. Perfect. A motor powered by alternating current. Alternating current, AC, means electricity that changes direction again and again. This makes it stronger for long-distance travel. Tesla grabbed a stick. He knelt down, and there, in the dirt of the park, he drew the future. This was the second signature scene. A poor young man drawing invisible power into the earth with a stick, while the sun disappeared behind him. His friend did not understand, but Tesla did. This would change the world. AC was stronger, cheaper, smarter. It could power entire cities. Tesla had found the answer. Now he needed a place to build it. That place was America. In 1884, Tesla stood on a ship heading to New York. He was 28 years old. He had almost nothing, only 4 cents in his pocket, a book of poems, and a letter of recommendation for the most famous inventor in America, Thomas Edison. Edison was already a legend. He was practical, aggressive, and powerful. Tesla was quiet, elegant, and full of impossible dreams. They were completely different. When Tesla arrived, he went directly to Edison's laboratory. He handed him the letter. Edison read it. The letter said, "I know 2 great men. One is you. The other is this young man." Edison looked at Tesla carefully, and he gave him a job. At first, it seemed like the perfect beginning. But then, it became the start of one of history's greatest rivalries. Now tell me in the comments, who do you trust more, Edison or Tesla? Type A for Edison, B for Tesla. If you are enjoying the story so far, don't forget to leave a like. At first, Tesla worked day and night inside Edison's company. Edison trusted results. Tesla trusted vision. Vision means the ability to imagine the future clearly. Edison believed in direct current. Tesla believed alternating current would change the world. But for now, Tesla needed work. Edison told him, "If you can improve my direct current machines, I will pay you $50,000. $50,000 in that time was a fortune. Tesla accepted immediately. He worked without rest. He repaired the machines. He redesigned the generators. He made everything stronger, faster, and more efficient. Efficient means working well without wasting energy. For months, he barely slept. Finally, the work was finished. Tesla went to Edison and said, "I have completed everything. Please give me the money you promised." Edison laughed. He said, "Tesla, you don't understand American humor. It was a joke. No money, nothing. Tesla stood there in silence. Then he walked away, and he never returned. That was the beginning of the War of Currents. Not a war with guns, but a war between two ideas. Direct current against alternating current, DC against AC, and the whole future of electricity was the battlefield. But then, Tesla fell hard. He had no money, no company, no support. At one point, he dug ditches for survival. Yes, the man who would light the world was digging holes in the street just to eat. Can you imagine that? A genius with no place in society. But destiny was not finished with him. Tesla met a businessman named George Westinghouse. George Westinghouse believed in Tesla. He understood the power of alternating current. He bought Tesla's patents and gave him financial support. For the first time, Tesla had a real chance now. The real fight began. Edison was afraid. He knew AC was better. But he had already invested too much money in DC. He could not turn back, so he chose fear. He started a campaign against Tesla and Westinghouse. A campaign means a planned effort to influence people. Newspapers printed terrifying stories. Edison publicly killed animals using alternating current to make people afraid. Dogs, cats, horses, even an elephant. He wanted the world to believe AC was deadly. People were shocked. Some were terrified. But Tesla did not answer with fear. He answered with proof and beauty. In 1893, Chicago held the Great World's Fair. Millions of people came to see the future. This was Tesla's moment. Edison wanted his direct current system to power the fair. But Tesla and Westinghouse won the contract. On opening night, the crowd waited in darkness. Then Tesla stepped forward. He pressed a button. Suddenly, 100,000 lights exploded into life. The entire fair became brighter than daylight. People gasped. They had never seen anything like it. It looked like magic. They called it the City of Light. Tesla stood there quietly, while the world watched the future turn on. That night, he won. But the greatest victory came next. Near Niagara Falls, engineers wanted to build a giant power station. The question was simple. Which system should power the future, DC or AC? After years of study, they chose Tesla's system. In 1896, the generators started. Power traveled from Niagara Falls all the way to Buffalo. For the first time, a city was powered by long-distance electricity. It was a miracle. And from that moment, the world changed forever. Today, almost all electricity in the world still uses Tesla's alternating current system. He had won. He became famous, rich, elegant. He attended parties with the most important people in New York. He wore beautiful suits. He dined in the finest restaurants. But inside, he was still alone, always alone. Tesla never married. He had strange habits. He counted his steps. He feared germs. He was uncomfortable around jewelry and even human hair. People admired him, but few truly understood him. Still, he kept dreaming. And now, his dream became even bigger. He wanted to give free electricity to the entire world, without wires, without limits, without people paying for power. Imagine that. Energy for everyone. He believed the Earth itself could help transmit electricity. Transmit means to send something from one place to another. In 1901, he began building the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, a giant tower reaching into the sky. This tower, he believed, could change civilization forever. His main investor was J.P. Morgan. At first, Morgan gave him money, but then he learned the truth. Tesla did not want to sell electricity. He wanted to give it away. Morgan asked one famous question: "Where do we put the meter?" No meter meant no profit, and without profit, powerful men lost interest. Morgan stopped funding the project. Others followed. The tower was never finished. Tesla's greatest dream collapsed. Piece by piece. After that, people listened less. Tesla kept inventing. He imagined wireless communication, remote control, radar, X-rays, ideas that would arrive decades later. But now people called him crazy. He lost his fortune. He moved from hotel to hotel because he could not pay the bills. The genius who once lit the world was fading into silence. It was January 1943, winter in New York City. Tesla was now 86 years old. He lived alone in a small room at the New Yorker Hotel. He had almost no money. The hotel allowed him to stay because they respected him. Every day, he walked to the park to feed pigeons. He loved pigeons more than people, especially one white pigeon. He said, "She understands me." He believed she loved him, and he loved her. 3 days before his death, Tesla told the staff, "Do not disturb me." On January 7th, 1943, a maid entered the room. She found him dead on his bed, alone, quietly, exactly as he had lived. The news spread around the world. Thousands came to his funeral. Scientists spoke of his genius. Leaders honored his work. But Tesla died with almost nothing. No great fortune, no completed tower, no final victory. Only ideas, and sometimes ideas are stronger than empires. Today, when you turn on a light, when you charge your phone, when a city wakes up at night, you are living inside Tesla's dream. His system powers the modern world. Every electric motor, every power station, every signal moving invisibly through the air. His fingerprints are everywhere. In recent years, the world has remembered him again. There is even a famous electric car company named Tesla, Inc. after him. People now say, he was not just an inventor. He was a man 100 years ahead of his time. Tesla teaches us something powerful. You do not need everyone to understand you. You do not need comfort. You do not even need applause. Sometimes all you need is the courage to keep building the future no one else can see. He was strange. He was lonely. He made mistakes, but he never stopped dreaming. And because of that, he gave light to the world. Thank you, my friends. I hope this story helped your English and maybe your heart too. I wish you peace and success. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and I will see you in the next story. Asterisk, asterisk lessons. Great ideas often begin when everyone else says impossible. Success without purpose feels empty, but purpose can outlive death. The world may reject dreamers at first, but history often remembers them forever. Now I want to hear your opinion. Who changed the world more? A. Thomas Edison or B. Nikola Tesla? Comment A or B below and tell me why. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to Chrono Muse Storyline English and stay with us for the next journey. Comment question. Do you believe Tesla was a genius ahead of his time or a dreamer too far from reality?